Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. The Los Angeles Dodgers have been caught in a tough offensive slump since the beginning of July, and it's showing in all the wrong ways. When you look at the numbers over the last several weeks, it's clear that the team is struggling to put the ball in play consistently, and the consequences are hitting hard. Strikeouts have skyrocketed, and the Dodgers have gone from one of the better teams at avoiding them to one of the worst in Major League Baseball. Over their past 27 games, they've struck out at an alarming rate, more than a quarter of their plate appearances ending with a whiff. This jump is significant, especially when you remember that before July, the Dodgers were among the top 10 teams in the league for the fewest strikeouts. A team that knew how to make contact and extend innings. Manager Dave Roberts has been candid about the challenge, acknowledging that the recent surge in strikeouts is a real problem that the team has to address immediately. He points out that the issue seems to be a combination of chasing pitches outside the strike zone and swinging big in two-strike counts, when the hitters really need to shorten their swings and focus on making contact rather than trying to hit home runs or big hits. The inability to make consistent contact has stalled the Dodgers' offense, reducing scoring opportunities and allowing opposing pitchers to control at-bats more easily. Roberts has emphasized the importance of a two-strike approach, where hitters adjust their mindset and mechanics to simply put the ball in play and force something to happen. When the team falls into the pattern of taking big swings, even when they're behind in the count, it leads to more strikeouts and fewer productive at-bats. This lack of adjustment has become a frustrating theme, especially for a team that was previously known for being disciplined and patient at the plate. Adding to the struggles, the Dodgers have seen a noticeable drop in their walk rate since July. While the decline isn't as dramatic as the spike in strikeouts, it still contributes to the offense's overall decline. Walks are critical because they keep innings alive, put pressure on pitchers, and give the offense more chances to manufacture runs. With fewer walks and more strikeouts, the Dodgers' on-base percentage has dropped, leaving them with one of the lowest on-base plus slugging numbers in the league during this stretch. Roberts recognizes that some hitters are letting their eagerness get the better of them. When a hitter gets into a favorable count, the tendency should be to be selective and look for a good pitch to drive. Instead, the Dodgers have sometimes chased pitches just to get back to a full count, which ironically puts them in more difficult situations. This impatience and over-aggression have created a cycle that is hard to break, especially when confidence is low and pressure is high. The pitching staff has also taken advantage of these offensive struggles by expanding the strike zone and throwing more pitches outside the zone, knowing the Dodgers hitters are more likely to chase. This tactic has worked well against them, as it limits the pitches the Dodgers can drive and increases the chances of strikeouts or weak contact. The combination of more chasing, more strikeouts, and fewer walks is a dangerous mix that has kept the Dodgers' offense sputtering. Statistically, the team's walk-to-strikeout ratio since July has plummeted, putting them near the bottom third of MLB teams in that category. Before this slump, they ranked near the top, showing a sharp decline in plate discipline and approach. This shift reveals a deeper problem in the offense. It's not just bad luck or facing tough pitching, but an overall struggle to adapt and maintain the discipline that had been a hallmark of their success. In the midst of these challenges, some individual performances have stood out, and there are glimpses of what the Dodgers can be when they find their rhythm. FREDDIE, for instance, has recently broken out of his own slump and shown signs of life at the plate, driving in runs and raising his average significantly. His ability to produce in clutch moments has been a much-needed boost for the team. However, not every star has found their groove. Mookie Betts, who has been a cornerstone of the Dodgers lineup for years, is enduring one of the toughest stretches of his career. His offensive numbers are down significantly, and despite working hard with the coaching staff, he hasn't been able to find consistent success at the plate. Roberts admits that part of Betts' struggle might be mechanical, but he also acknowledges the mental toll that a prolonged slump can take on a player. Maintaining confidence and composure under pressure is crucial, and Betts' current challenges show how even the best players can be vulnerable to those pressures. The Dodgers lineup has undergone several adjustments in an attempt to spark better performance. Betts has been moved around the batting order, shifting from the leadoff spot back to second, but the changes have yet to translate into sustained improvement. The hope is that as other key players return from injury, such as Max Muncy, the lineup will gain stability and depth, allowing the Dodgers to regain their offensive mojo ahead of the postseason. This ongoing struggle has not gone unnoticed when looking at team stats. The Dodgers on base plus slugging, OPS, over the past month sits near the bottom of the league, and their overall batting average, on base percentage, and slugging percentage have all taken a hit. Scoring runs has become a challenge, with the team failing to reach 100 runs scored over this recent stretch. Still, there have been moments where the Dodgers have shown flashes of the offense they are capable of producing. In one recent weekend series against the Tampa Bay Rays, the team bounced back after a rough game with a much more disciplined and effective performance. They managed to take more walks, strike out less, and put together quality at-bats that translated into key hits and runs. Players like FREDDIE and Shohei Ohtani stepped up, contributing with both their bats and smart base running. The pitching staff has been a bright spot amid the offensive woes. Starters like Yoshinobu Yamamoto have delivered strong outings, limiting opponents to minimal runs and striking out batters at a high rate. Clayton Kershaw also contributed with solid innings, helping to keep the team competitive even when the offense was sputtering. The balance between pitching and hitting will be essential if the Dodgers want to turn things around in the coming weeks. One interesting story is the emergence of rookie infielder Alex Freeland, who made his major league debut recently and impressed by reaching base multiple times in his first few games. Freeland showed versatility by getting hits from both sides of the plate in his initial appearances, a rare feat that speaks to his potential. Young players like him could inject some energy and fresh life into the lineup as the Dodgers try to navigate through this rough patch. Despite the struggles, the Dodgers remain focused on moving forward, working on improving their approach at the plate and finding ways to stay competitive in a tough National League. Their next series against the St. Louis Cardinals will be a critical test to see if they can start stringing together more consistent offensive performances while leaning on their pitching strength. The road ahead is challenging, but the Dodgers have the talent and experience to make adjustments and climb out of this slump. The key will be patience, focus, and finding that balance between aggressive hitting and smart, disciplined at-bats. If they can manage to lower their strikeout rate, increase their walks, and get players like Mookie Betts back on track, the team could regain the offensive firepower that made them contenders in the first place. For now, every game is a chance to reset, refocus, and push forward toward the ultimate goal of postseason success. The Dodgers' offensive struggles have also been reflected in their overall approach at the plate, which has undergone several notable shifts throughout this difficult stretch. One of the biggest challenges has been finding a balance between being patient and being aggressive, a fine line that the team has struggled to navigate. The jump in strikeouts indicates that many hitters are still swinging at pitches outside the strike zone, chasing after pitches that aren't meant to be hit, while the drop in walks suggests that they are also missing opportunities to let pitchers waste strikes and work themselves into tough counts. This kind of erratic approach puts immense pressure on hitters to adjust quickly, which isn't always easy when confidence is shaken. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Freddie Freeman, the veteran first baseman and one of the most respected names in Major League Baseball, has allegedly set Los Angeles buzzing with shocking rumors of a potential departure from the Dodgers. Sources close to the player, although not officially confirming, suggest that Freeman may have already communicated internally his desire to explore opportunities elsewhere for the 2026 season. While nothing has been formalized by the club or by Freeman's representatives, whispers around the league indicate growing tension within the Dodgers front office. These murmurs have left fans and analysts alike stunned, especially considering Freeman's consistent performance and key role in the team's recent postseason runs. Many are now left to speculate whether this is a calculated move for leverage, in contract restructuring, or a genuine farewell looming on the horizon. What makes this rumor particularly explosive is Freeman's perceived loyalty and deep roots in Los Angeles, making the mere idea of his departure all the more unsettling. For now, the only certainty is uncertainty, and that alone has been enough to ignite a firestorm of speculation across baseball forums and news outlets. Could it be the end of an era, or merely a strategic chess move in a much bigger game behind closed doors? Adding fuel to the speculation is Freeman's recent cryptic behavior during post-game interviews and his sudden cancellation of a long-scheduled charity event linked closely to the Dodgers organization. Some insiders claim this move is not personal, but professional, suggesting Freeman might feel undervalued or underutilized within the Dodgers' evolving game plan. A source familiar with Freeman's mindset hinted that he's been yearning for a return to a more prominent leadership role, similar to the one he held during his MVP season with the Braves. This perceived shift in status, combined with internal strategic disagreements, may have quietly festered over time, culminating in this whispered but potent possible exit. Other players, when questioned off the record, reportedly expressed surprise, but stopped short of denying the possibility, which only intensifies the narrative. Additionally, unnamed executives from other franchises are said to be monitoring the situation closely, especially teams in need of veteran leadership and clutch playoff experience. If Freeman truly walks away, it would be one of the most seismic shifts in the Dodgers lineup in recent memory. The mere possibility has made headlines, turning what might be a private contemplation into a full-blown media frenzy with layers still unfolding by the hour. Analysts have begun dissecting what Freeman's departure would mean, not just for the Dodgers, but for the entire MLB landscape. The Dodgers, long considered a powerhouse with an enviable roster depth, would be left scrambling to replace Freeman's production both on the field and in the clubhouse. His 300-plus batting average, consistent RBI output, and defensive reliability at first base would be a significant void to fill. More than stats, however, it's the intangibles, his veteran leadership, calm under pressure, and mentoring of younger players that would be sorely missed. Meanwhile, rivals such as the San Francisco Giants, New York Yankees, and even a potential return to the Atlanta Braves are being floated as possible landing spots. All would benefit greatly from the experience and consistency Freeman brings. Some reports even suggest that quiet inquiries have already begun, with at least 2 East Coast teams having reached out through back channels. It remains purely speculative at this point, but the level of attention suggests that this is more than idle gossip. The league seems to be bracing for a move that could shift the balance of power in the National League, and perhaps even rekindle some legendary rivalries. Adding an intriguing wrinkle to the growing speculation is Freeman's relationship with key members of the Dodgers management and ownership. While outwardly cordial and professional, there are whispers that philosophical differences on team building strategies may have created an undercurrent of tension. Some insiders allege that Freeman has grown disillusioned with the increasing reliance on analytics and load management, longing instead for a more traditional, instinct-driven approach to the game. His baseball instincts, honed over a decade of elite performance, may not align with the metrics-heavy decisions that now dictate so many in-game moves. In private, some teammates are said to have noticed subtle changes in his demeanor, more guarded, more introspective, as the season progressed. It's unclear if these are signs of dissatisfaction or simply the normal wear and tear of a long season, but the timing has certainly added fuel to the fire. Interestingly, Freeman's agent has declined to comment on the matter, neither confirming nor denying the reports, which in the world of sports journalism often speaks volumes. This ambiguity has allowed the rumor mill to churn at full speed, with every action or word by Freeman now under intense scrutiny as fans try to decode what's truly happening behind closed doors. As of now, no formal announcement has been made, and the Dodgers organization remains publicly tight-lipped about the rumors surrounding their star first baseman. However, the silence itself has only amplified the noise. Fans, media, and even players across the league are watching closely, parsing social media posts, body language during games, and even offhand remarks for any hint of confirmation. Should Freeman indeed choose to walk away from the Dodgers, it would mark a profound moment in recent baseball history, perhaps rivaling the departures of iconic players in previous generations. But it's important to note that this remains, at its core, a rumor, one with enough smoke to suggest fire, but still without the official spark. Whether it's a tactical move for leverage, a personal crossroads, or the precursor to a shocking off-season trade remains to be seen. One thing is certain, Freddie Freeman's name will dominate headlines until clarity emerges. For now, fans are left in suspense, unsure whether to brace for heartbreak or chalk it all up to summer speculation. But if there's one thing baseball has taught us, it's that nothing stays secret for long. The truth eventually always steps up to the plate. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.